Welcome back to the micro farm. Today is week 3 for these little quail, and it is eviction day. They got taken from their brooder and put into their official cages. I just did that, so they're just starting to get used to it and figure out where everything is. You can see they figured out the food already. That is something that quail will always figure out, how to eat and poop. But they seem to be really happy in here so far. All I had to do to introduce them was I put them in here, and just like in the brooder you saw in the very first video, I showed them where the water is, and in this system it's that in the very back. And then showed them where the food is. So the food, I am mixing the blended feed that I had been giving them. I mixed it in with the crumble. So they'll start to, they'll recognize it as food, and they'll start to get used to the bigger sizes now that they're big enough to do that. But you can see their feathers are finally coming in. You can start to even see which ones may be some roosters and some hens. That one back there looks like a rooster to me. It's got more of a golden chest. And then we've got several that have some speckled white chest. Hey there's another rooster. So a couple of things I wanted to show you. I did tell you all I'm using the hatching time cages. And I did that for a few reasons. I have raised chickens for a very long time, and we've actually switched to plastic. I can show you that another time, but it's a plastic type of a chicken cage, and that, or a coop, sorry. But that just makes it that much easier to take care of. You can just power wash it. I don't have to worry about mites. I don't have to worry about bugs. I don't have to worry about rotting or rusting. So plastic I've really been happy with. So that's why I went with this cage. But one of the things, I did a lot of research, and there were some concerns that I had, but this system has been upgraded in this last several months, 6 months or so. So I have the upgraded system, and I've not had any of the issues that people have talked about. Hey there, little one. So this watering system in the back has been upgraded. I've not had any leaking issues. It's been fantastic. And then it just fills from up here on the top and runs all the way down every row. So I only purchased the 3 row to start with. These bottom 2, I put in just the regular quail floors, and then the top one I put in the jumbo. So the plan is that these are my breeders. And so I've got 2 pairs of breeders right now, and you can fit 4 hen for every rooster in here. But this top row has the upgraded jumbo quail flooring. So you can see the difference, that it's much larger here than this down here. You do want to make sure you do that if you're going to have jumbo quail, because the poop just won't go through. It'll be a big mess. So any of your adults need the jumbo flooring. The other thing that's upgraded in this system, I'll open this back up here, oops, is these walls open up. So you have the option now to separate it and make this 3 separate cages all the way across, or leave it open. And so since they're still little, and until they're fully, sexually matured, they're gonna get along just fine. Once they start to mature is when they'll start to, fight and all that stuff. But right now they're still young, and they're perfectly happy, and so I'm giving them lots of space to run around. So this cage is open. And then you can see the other ones, like down here, where I've got one of my mean roosters separated. So you can see these are 3 separate cages. So the other thing with this cage that I like is it has a mess-free feeding system. And that's what this is. It's pretty simple. You put the food underneath, you put this on top, and this keeps them from, digging and throwing food around. And they actually make no mess. I think I make more mess when I fill it than they do. And all of these have an egg rollout system. And so the eggs, when they lay them, they actually just roll right down the floor here. So we pick up the eggs, and they're clean, and none of them have been broken. So there's a lot of features in this that I really like. The other thing is cleaning. The trays just slide out, and I just dump them into a garbage bag. You can compost them or throw them away if you don't have a composter, but I do clean that out twice a week. And then you can see back up here, if you're all wondering what all that noise is. So quail love to bathe. And so they've got their feathers all fluffed up and they're bathing. They're in the dust right now, and that helps with the oils, but it also makes sure that, you know, in nature they want to keep from getting any bugs and stuff on them, so that helps to do that. So up here is, again, where the watering system is, and it fits really snugly on here, so I actually roll the cage in and out of the garage. There's not a whole lot else. This is one of my planting trays. I just put it on here. But this is the dust bath that I use. I do keep some hydrogen peroxide. That is just in case any of them get injured. They're pretty resilient. They recover pretty quickly, but roosters do have a habit of pulling feathers out of the necks of the hens. I had one in here that happened to in another group, but she's already healed. But anyway, so you would just pour peroxide and separate them until it's healed. The other thing I do, since I keep the quail in the garage, this is a little spray bottle that I make lemongrass water, because flies do not like lemongrass. And so I just spray that every day when I come out, and it seems to keep the flies away. I also, in the poop trays, I use chicken coop refresh, and that keeps any odor down. It dries up all the poop and everything instantly, makes the cages really easy to clean out, and it also helps keep the flies away. So I think that is everything. That's our 3-week update and kind of our a look at our adults too. So for anyone that's looking at just getting into this, you can see what the jumbo quail look like. And they do, initially I had thought it actually might be 5 might be too many in a cage, so I only had a few, but they stay together. They stay on top of each other all the time. That's how they're happiest. And so a bigger cage actually stresses them. They don't feel as safe. So just a little something I've learned. But if you have any other questions, just feel free to reach out to me and just keep following along, and I'll try to teach you as we're learning too. Have a great week.